Glow Radio is a podcast for sassy entrepreneurs who are in the process of quitting their much-hated day job to work for themselves full-time.
You can expect weekly conversations with unapologetic creatives, business owners, and influencers.
We discuss tips on how to reach your goals, manage your time, and keep your sanity while being a major boss babe.
We're Jacqueline and Clara, your favorite hype women who will cheer you on and push you to create the life that you want. We're business strategists, career and life mentors, and wellness advocates.
Want to get started ASAP? Stay until the end to find out where to download your awesome free checklist with 25 ways to get your shit together like a baller.
Hit that subscribe button and follow us on IG at Glow Radio Co. Stay sassy, babes. Hello, Glow babes.
Hello.
Today we wanted to talk about how to deal with anxiety. I feel like nowadays it is so easy for everyone to be super anxious and stressed out. They just don't know how to cope with it. I feel like that's really common. And even for myself, like it took me a long time to realize that I was even having anxiety and then being able to handle it. And it's a struggle.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it is such a struggle. What do you,
everyday thing.
Like, do you struggle with anxiety?
Definitely. And I feel like the anxiety has been worse, like in my adult years. I don't think I dealt with it that much when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I get anxiety from uncertainty. Like, I feel like that's the definition of anxiety. Like, you're kind of concerned about the unknown and you're worried.
So, like, mainly when you kind of fear for your future?
Yeah, just if I'm uncertain about something that I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Instantly, I would think about anxiety. I quickly draw from, you know, when I'm going to have an interview or something.
Yes.
Or, like, I remember our first time we recorded, I was like, oh my God, I have anxiety.
Yeah,
like, what if I say something stupid? Or...
But sometimes I feel like there's like a healthy amount of anxiety and then a not so healthy amount.
Yeah.
Like, I think having a little bit before an interview or like before you're doing something new or like if you're going to make a presentation or something, like a little bit is okay.
Well, because it's like very natural.
Yeah,
like, you kind of get that rush.
Yeah,
like, you're like, oh my God, this is happening.
Yeah. But what mainly gives you anxiety?
I get a lot of anxiety when I can't, how do I say this? When I don't have a solution.
Okay.
Like something that is out of my control but is an issue, it gives me anxiety. Like I get very like, oh my God, like how do I solve this? But it's like something that I simply cannot solve. I think that's like my biggest thing that gives me anxiety.
And when did you start feeling anxiety? Like in your lifetime?
Well, I've always pretty much, I can remember having anxiety as a child.
Okay, like how old were you?
Like since I can remember.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Well, like maybe not that far, but definitely
like 3 years old.
I think probably when I started going to school.
Okay.
And then there was a lot of pressure to like do well. You know, your parents obviously are like, hey, you know, make sure you get your homework done. And I would even have I had pretty debilitating anxiety. Like the kind where I couldn't make friends. I wasn't bold. Like I was very shy. Yeah. And like I just couldn't do it. And I would be like I could tell inside it's just like screaming like, oh my God, like what are you gonna do? You're gonna make an idiot of yourself or whatever. And it was really difficult. Like I'm pretty sure I had like 2 friends because I couldn't. I was very introverted. And I think that stemmed from my anxiety.
But do you think it's like the way you were brought up that kind of developed that for you, or?
I think that it is like a lot of fear about like getting yelled at from my dad.
Okay.
I think that brings me a lot of anxiety because I remember whenever something really bad happened, I would be like dreading telling my parents.
Okay.
And I think a big part of it is because I knew I was gonna get a whooping.
Oh, Asian parents.
I didn't actually get hit or anything when I was a kid, but like in my mind, being yelled at was so bad that it was like, oh my god, like I won't survive it.
Yeah. I think I'm the same way.
So I would get the worst anxiety before I have to. Actually, not even something bad. Even if I wanted to ask them for something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like you remember when you're a kid and you had like the book club?
Uh-huh.
Like you order books.
Oh yeah, I remember
that.
that.
Scholastic.
Yeah, I don't know if they still do that now in this day and age.
And I really wanted like the Captain Underpants series.
Okay.
But I remember that debilitating like fear that I was like, I could barely muster the words to ask them.
Did you ever ask them?
Yeah, like I would eventually like, hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, Dad, like, can I have a book?
Yeah.
But like now that I think about it, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
You know,
it's
just
so weird.
just do it. But that's the kind of anxiety that I've pretty much like dealt with.
Actually, now that I think of it, I feel like I can relate to that because I feel like my main fears when I was younger was being yelled at by my parents.
Yeah.
So.
But did that ever stop you from, like, was your anxiety so bad of being yelled at that you would, like, hold back on saying things or?
I would say definitely at home, it was a big issue for me. But I would say that, like, towards the outer world, like towards the public, like to friends and stuff, I was okay, but it did kind of translate like into my adult life where I feel like I have a fear of just like people. Like sometimes I feel like I have a fear of people who are older than me.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like afraid to ask them for things and stuff like that. And I feel like only in like this year I've like started to overcome that. Yeah. But definitely when I was younger, I would have so much anxiety, like if I needed to ask my parents for something, or because I feel like the answer was always, not always, but often no.
Or it was going to be something like, why would you ask me that? Like, are you crazy?
Yeah, and it's not even like, I feel like a lot of parents don't know this because then they probably did that so much in my really early years that it just became like, because you're so, what is that word that I'm looking for? Like, you're so easily influenced when you're young, like for the first 5 years of your life.
They'd be like, no, and you're like, okay,
And so it just became like a normal thing to me that I would hear no more than yes, even though that might not be what they wanted me to think, but that's just kind of how it is.
And what about like in terms of anxiety? Because you're, like you mentioned, that older people you might be like, expecting a no from. Yeah. Would that stop you from making phone calls and like, flagging the waiter down?
Oh my God.
I remember I couldn't do that. I couldn't even.
Oh, I can relate to that.
The thought of doing that, it genuinely made me sick. I was like, oh my God, I have to call. Can I not? Like,
I hate phone calls. Like, well, now I'm okay with them, but I think I told you this and on the podcast about that job I had. That was like, not really cold calling people, but like sort of cold calling people. Like I hated that because I hated speaking on the phone. Like just the uncertainty of that really like gave me anxiety. But I think now, like as I go through life and as I be around more, I guess, people who are not afraid of that, then it influences me in a positive way to like be like, oh, this is like normal. Like you don't have to be afraid of that stuff. So yeah, and I feel like in my my school years, I would get a lot of anxiety about exams and stuff like that. But I feel like that's kind of...
I don't think I ever was.
Yeah.
Can't relate. Yeah. Just because I did not give two shits about school.
But that's good, though.
I was like, whatever. Screw this.
Yeah, I feel like that's good because I would get... Well, the anxiety before exams were okay, but the anxiety before my piano exams were the worst. No. Because my mom like just like yelled at me so much about it, or that's just what was imprinted in my mind. Yeah. Before a piano exam, before a piano recital, I would literally freeze. Like my hands would be like freezing cold. No. And that's like a really unusual thing for me because I'm normally like very warm and stuff like that. So I would freeze and then just like shake, like literally shake. Before.
What other symptoms would you have?
I think that's mostly it. Like I would get really, really cold and I would start shaking.
But even like now, or you mean just during childhood piano?
That doesn't happen to me anymore. I wouldn't say I get cold. If anything, sometimes I'll get like sweaty.
Yeah.
But not so much. I feel like I don't usually get those like strong symptoms anymore. Like,
I don't know why, but I can imagine you crying while you're playing the piano.
I was
like shaking, and it's like twinkle, twinkle, little stars or something.
Surprisingly, I don't think I ever cried like during a exam or anything, but definitely just very shaky. But like, what were your symptoms?
Well, when I was a child, my symptoms would be like just the extreme level butterflies.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would like you get like the sweaty palms
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. But recently, I can't remember why I was super anxious. I think I just had like adrenal fatigue or something. Or I was anxious about something. Whatever it was, I literally was gag coughing. Like, I would be so anxious, my stomach would be so, like, knotted up that I actually would be, like, gagging.
That's so intense.
Like, I'll be coughing, like, and then, like, you'd feel, like, gaggy coughs.
Like, you want to throw up? Or, like...
But not, like, I'm not nauseated.
Okay.
But, like, I would cough and it'd be like...
Oh my god, I've never had that symptom before. That's so intense.
And then I get the kind of anxiety where, like, my mind is like racing at like 100 miles a minute. I'm thinking about all the worst possible things you could possibly think of, like most embarrassing things, most uncomfortable scenarios you've been in, and that would just race through my mind non-stop. Like it would be just chatter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, those are like my most like severe.
Well, come to think of it, I feel like the last time I was shaking was like before my bikini competition.
Ooh, like before you stepped
out on stage? Yeah, before I stepped on stage. And I was a bit shaky on stage as well, but I feel like because I practiced it so much, then it like helped me. Yeah.
Ingrained into your head.
But definitely I was shaky before that.
You're just like...
Yeah, I was like, if you watch my video too, I stutter a little bit in my feet, but I don't know, I guess like you might not be able to notice it unless you're watching. At least you didn't like trip or something. Yeah, that was like my fear,
But I guess it's all about overcoming your fears.
Yeah, totally. Like, that is a manageable fear for me. I feel like nowadays very recently, I feel like my anxiety is mostly at my work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's been, like, a pretty negative environment for me, so I feel like that's my anxiety. Like, I'll wake up in the morning feeling anxious.
Because you know that you have to go in.
Yeah.
To, like, this hellhole.
Yeah, basically. So I feel like my anxiety nowadays is more mental than physical. Well, also physical because I had like adrenal fatigue like 2 years ago and I felt like super, super stressed. Like just physically, internally. Like I don't feel like you could see it if you were just looking at me from the outside. And yeah, I don't know. It's just been like weird, like tense neck, tense shoulders, like all that kind of normal adult
like you
stuff.
wake up and your neck is just like in so much pain.
But... So how do you deal with your anxiety? Because we talked about all this horrible stuff. Like, how do we overcome it?
Gag coughing.
How do we overcome it?
I overcome my anxiety. There's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So, like, in different scenarios, I would, like, have different ways to cope.
Okay.
So, like, example, it's, like, one of those things where you know the next day you gotta, like... do something that you like hate.
Okay, yeah.
Like go to like I hate going to the doctor. It's like for like shots or something. I would get so much anxiety.
Okay.
So like let's say for sleeping, I actually have been really into this lately. But I've been listening to a lot of binaural music.
Oh yeah.
And nature sounds.
Yes.
And like Tibetan sound bowls.
Yes. You've been loving that.
It sounds really crazy. But it can't just be played. Like, I have to put it in my ears.
Okay.
And just let it play.
Yeah.
And usually that puts me, like, right to bed. Because I think it's because your mind is no longer focusing on thinking.
Yeah.
It's more like just paying attention to the sounds. And the sounds there's no lyrics, there's nothing. So I find that it just kind of, like, I have something to divert my attention to it. And... certain like frequencies they like I find that they calm you down, so for me it was very soothing.
Do you just like fall asleep with it in your ear and like, do you just like wake up with it?
Like I use this app, let me just find it, gotta hook up all my friends, you know. I use this app called Insight Timer. So you can find it on the Apple Store. Not Apple Store, but
App Store.
App Store.
We're all Apple users here.
I don't know about Samsung
or Android.
Oh, that's what it's called.
The other side.
The other phone. But it's called Insight Timer, and there's actually a lot of free materials. So I go straight to the music, and they're categorized like ambient sounds, nature sounds. So I just find healing music, and
I need to get on
that. I pop it in, and it has like different lengths, the duration of music. So I find something that's about the 30-minute mark. Okay. And I almost always fall asleep before.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
I need to start doing that. Because I think for me, how I cope with it is, like, if I'm getting like a sudden like rush of anxiety or something, I'll remind myself to breathe. So I take like a few deep breaths and then just like kind of remind myself of where I am, like the present, and like kind of try to have like a positive mindset. Like, it's not like all like fluff and like rainbows and stuff, but like to like really think about what I'm grateful for. Rainbows. But like think about what I'm grateful for in this moment, like how far I've come, and like I remind myself that even if this certain thing doesn't work out, that's totally fine. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, like there's always a greener grass. Even if this thing, it might just be another door that leads you to like the main door or whatever.
Yeah, I think as now it's more like, for me, it's the uncertainty that gives me anxiety, not so much rejection. Because I feel like I've been practicing, like, you know, I get rejected all the time on things, and like it doesn't hurt me that much, but it's more like waiting for that rejection is the part that gives me anxiety. Yeah, so I just remind myself it's okay. Like, even if it's a no, it's going to be okay. Yeah. Like, there's going to be something better around the corner. I just have to be patient.
There's so many things out there. Like, the world, there's so much in the world. Like, once you kind of focus yourself on one topic, it's kind of like, but you're not looking at all, like, literally 10 other things there that you could be exploring.
Totally.
It's very easy to get lost in that, of course, because you're just like, I want it.
Like now. Everyone's like so fast-paced nowadays, like in our technological age. But yeah, I feel like that's what I do, and lately I've been really remembering to practice self-care. Like, I feel like I need to tell myself to do that, at least one activity a day, or else I'll go crazy.
Same thing here. I find like the more I kind of like stopped doing my, like, I kind of set little habits for myself now, and I kind of, once I notice I kind of start slipping, that's when I tell myself, I trust myself, I'm good, I don't need this. That's when I need it the most. Like, preventing it is like key. Like, I do these rituals, like meditate, listen to my sound, do aromatherapy, like breathing, like I do it regularly enough that my anxiety levels have definitely gone down. But I feel like once I kind of stop and just quote unquote trust myself, that's when it builds up to the point where it's unbearable. Totally. So I just keep it like as a routine. Like, I have to listen to my sound bowls every day. Call me crazy, but I genuinely love it. And then another big thing is aromatherapy. Oh, yes. I've never believed in it before. I actually only started doing it for maybe like a month. Okay. Or just over a month. Yeah. And it's changed me.
What do you use, or like what do you do?
So I have a diffuser at my desk at work. And I've been like just mixing little different ones to try, and my favorite one right now is bergamot, lavender, and rosemary. Ooh. Oh my god. And I just blasted at my face at work because the reason I started using it was because the winter weather was so dry. I actually got a nosebleed one time. Okay. And I have not had a nosebleed since I was a child. I was like, why is this happening? So I realized it was just too dry. But the aromas, like, I've been using it and I've been smelling it every day, and it has made me so much calmer. like, I don't even realize, like, how much calmer I've been. I was like, oh my God.
I need
so that with, like, my sound bowls in my ear, I was like,
so zen, just like so hippie zen.
At my work, just like, I plug in my headphones and I'm just going at it. Like, I'm just doing my work.
That's so good. Yeah, I love essential oils. Like, I love lavender. Yeah. So I usually, like, put a few drops of lavender oil on my pillow before I sleep.
I want to try that.
Yeah, it's so good.
But what kind of, like, is it just any grade lavender oil? Does it have to be, like, edible or, like...
I'm not sure if it has to be edible, but I try to find, like, a high-quality one. And I like French lavender more so than the other types of lavender. I feel like French lavender is more soothing. Mm-hmm. So I'll try to find that one, and then I usually do a little bit on my wrist and my neck. I also
before bed or just like
before bed, or sometimes I do it if I'm feeling like super stressed or if I feel like I'm getting a headache or something or a lot of tension, then I'll do it during the day, but usually at nighttime. And then I also have this bag of, like, dried lavender that Jackie bought for me one time. Like, he bought it from, like, this, like, I don't know, like, a French man on the street or something.
What? That's so
it's literally, like, a little pouch of dried lavender, and I keep it in my purse, and I'll, like, sniff it. Like, if I'm feeling
You're just,
super
like,
stressed.
opening your bag, like...
Yeah, I just, like... shove it to my nose and then just like sniff it. I feel like that actually helps.
Actually, speaking of shoving things in your nose, it's not cocaine. I said. Sage. There's this stress release. So I bought recently. They had like a $20. It was like spend $30, pay $20, and you get a little kit.
Yeah.
So it actually came with this little stick.
Yeah.
Like, think about those sticks that you smell for like to clear your like nostrils, like sinuses. So it's like that, except it just has like lavender and chamomile and like some blend of
good
smells.
Stuff.
And when I find like when I'm out, because it's so small, I keep it in my pocket. Like, Merce or whatever. So I just take it out and I'm like I literally just like sniff it and I'm like, oh, I feel so much better.
I need that.
Yeah, you have to get it. It is my absolute favorite.
I love essential oils. I have like so many roller balls just like in all my bags. I'm just like rolling them all the time.
Just put like a little dab under your nostrils.
Yeah, like I just need this.
I'm ready.
I just need zen right now.
And then another thing would be counting my breaths.
Ooh, okay.
Because I learned this in my favorite yoga DVD collection set. Yeah. Travis Elliott. The Ultimate Yogi. Seriously, not kidding. Literally my favorite.
Yeah.
And in one of them, there's like different, what's that thing called? Different. Is it chapters?
I guess
not really chapters. It's not an episode.
I feel like they're chapters.
The course? Whatever. One of them is about breathing. It's like pranayama.
Yeah.
And the way he teaches you to breathe, it's like 4 in, then you stop for 4 counts, you exhale for 4 counts, and then you stop for 4 counts.
Ooh, that's
so
good.
Instead of just 4 in, 4 out, 4 in, 4 out, by stopping, I'm not 100% sure of the science, but that sequence is actually resetting your parasympathetic nervous system. So what it does is it tells your brain, hey, calm down.
Okay.
And it actually, I find it personally helps, especially when you're trying to go to bed.
Yeah.
Do it.
I feel like I've heard of it. Like, it's called, like, the 444 or something.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's the only place where I've ever heard it, and I kind of never really looked into it after. But to this day, I still do it. Like, when I'm having that, like, crazy moment, and I'm like, I can't sleep. Because your heart's racing. But, like, by slowing down your breathing, you're slowing down your heart rate. Mm-hmm. And then your body kind of, like, just calms itself down.
Yeah, that's a big one. I feel like having, like, quality sleep is also key for, like, keeping my anxiety at bay. And sometimes I sometimes I take a few supplements to, like, keep my stress levels under control.
What supplements do you take? If you're enjoying this episode so far, please comment Glow Up on YouTube and leave us a review on iTunes.
Give us 5 stars or we will find you.
We will!
Well, I like to take rhodiola. So that one is just, like, a natural one for stress.
Is that, like, flower or...
I think so. I'm not really sure because I just take like the capsule for it.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, rhodiola is one that I really like because I feel like that's shown me results.
So how do you spell that?
RH. Yeah, like that. I think.
Okay. So
what is a flower?
rhodiola, if you guys want to Google it, but I'm going to just let you know.
Yeah.
It is a flower, and that's all it says.
So yeah, that one I take, or even in the past, like I feel like magnesium helps a lot.
Magnesium,
before I sleep.
100%.
Yeah,
I like to take
magnesium.
ZMA.
Mm-hmm.
So that's zinc, magnesium, and then some A word that I don't know.
Aspartate or something you said?
Yeah, it's
I'm
not like
quite sure.
aspartame, but like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
aspartate, which is like I
Okay.
think an amino acid that helps you something.
Mm.
Google it, I don't know. But I find that when I take one before bed, like a good like half an hour before bed, I kind of has time to like digest it. And magnesium, we know for sure, is very calming.
Yeah. It's good for like muscle tension too. I also I also take L-theanine, which is good for like boosting. I think it's good for boosting your mood. I could be wrong about that, but boosting mood and like helping relieve stress. So there's that. And then I just started taking GABA, but I haven't really noticed anything from that.
I've taken GABA before, but the only thing that I felt like was it gave me, like it let me go to bed.
Okay.
Like it let me have like a deeper sleep, but it didn't make me feel, like I'm on anything, but it just helped me sleep.
Okay. Because I've taken it in the morning and I haven't even felt sleepy at all.
Yeah, then
I think I'm just like too high strung. But yeah, those are the ones that I take.
Like 5.
Yeah, take like 5. I like pass out. So yeah, and yeah, we're not doctors, so don't take this as medical advice.
Don't take 5.
Yeah, don't do that.
And another thing is, it sounds crazy, but I read my daily affirmations, and I find it kind of, once it gives me that sense of like, like I can do it.
Yes.
I am a strong woman.
Yeah, yeah.
I find that when I read it, it kind of relaxes me because I realize, hey, all this crazy talk is just in my head.
Yeah.
All that doubt, all that, because that's the main thing of fear. Like you're scared. You don't know, right? So all that kind of doubt kind of just, it doesn't go away, but it just calms it down.
Yeah. I feel like because stress is like a way of life. You're not going to be able to avoid it, but you want to learn how to manage it better. Like that's the goal more so. Yeah. But what are some of your favorite affirmations? My favorite affirmations right now is,
you know what? I'm going to take it out because I love reading them.
I should really start doing that.
I wrote it. So what I do is I wrote down like a handful of them, and I just took a picture of it or screenshot, or you can type it in your phone. Yeah. And I literally just have it saved and I read it like every morning. So here are mine. I don't need to wish because I already am. I have beat the odds. I own it. I am fucking brave and fierce. Nothing can stop me. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. I'm quirky and perky.
Perky?
Perky. I'm quirky and perky. There's no such thing as too much, and I can have whatever I want.
Yes, I love it.
So what about yours? Do you have any like off the top of your head?
Also, because I don't have them written down with me like that, but I think off the top of my head, one that I guess I say quite often to you is that I have all the resources I need in order to succeed.
I love it.
So I feel like that one is a good reminder for myself that I'm not like in lack or anything. Like I already have everything I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that one is a good one.
I love that one. Mm-hmm. Whenever you say it, I'm like, oh my God.
Yes, like I can do anything I want with everything I have already.
Yeah, that one is definitely like one of the tops.
Yeah.
And then I think finally another huge thing for dealing with anxiety is you need to change the way you think.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to change like the thought pattern. If you're like, I hate work, I hate work, I hate work, I hate work, or like, I don't know, whatever else, like I'm fat and gross and whatever, like the more you think of it that way, the more anxiety you're giving yourself. Yeah. Because you're like, oh my God, like, I have to go there. I don't know what to do. You're manifesting it. Yeah, you're manifesting it, but you're also telling yourself that. And then the more you think about it, the more you dread it.
You believe it in your mind too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fat, I'm ugly, my job sucks.
Yeah,
know?
like I hate my life or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas just change the way you talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like this job, but I know that it's going to get better.
Yes.
This is only temporary. You know, I'm going to find a new one soon.
Yeah.
You know, why not just... Plus, if you hate your job and you don't intend on finding a new job, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, like, get out of here. You can change your situation.
You can change you can be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, totally.
So that thought alone, it would remove my anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I'll literally be like, oh yeah, I'm achieving all these other things. Like,
totally.
what am I doing? You know?
Yeah.
Why am I tripping?
Yeah, I feel like that's a really good point. Like, your mindset is key because, like, what you believe in your mind is going to become your reality. So you need to really, like, envision your dream life. I feel like that's something that I've been focusing on lately, like, to really specifically see what I want in my dream life. And then, like, just remembering those things and seeing how I can work towards them and really envisioning that they're going to happen.
Yeah. And I think... allow yourself to fail. Like, don't be scared of failing.
Yeah.
You will fail. Like, I'm not trying to be negative, but everybody fails at something.
You should fail to learn.
So I think just by channeling that, your anxiety is going to reduce a lot.
Yeah.
And just to recap, you know, when you go to bed, make sure you do your breathing exercises.
Yeah. Have a routine.
100% have a routine.
Yeah.
Have something that you know is going to make you feel better. Like, I know going to the gym makes me feel better. Breathing makes me feel better. My sound bowls, or I don't know, a crystal. Just have a go-to. And every time you feel anxious or, like, nervous, or your pits are sweaty, and you're going to gag cough, just do it.
Go to your happy list.
As much as you don't think it will help, it almost always helps.
Yeah.
And I think that is going to reduce a lot of anxiety.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like you should make a list of all the things that make you happy. Like, for me, getting a good workout in, having a good sleep routine.
Bubble bath.
I love bubble baths.
I know her too well.
Doing a face mask. Having a glass of wine in a calm setting.
Laying in bed and watching Friends.
Yes, that's my favorite. So just, like, all these things, you know, if I'm feeling like I'm super stressed out, I will go to this list.
Yeah. And it almost always makes it go away.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. It's a practice. It's like a process.
It's like something that you have to strengthen and work towards.
Exactly.
Yes.
So hope this was helpful for you guys. Let us know in the comments, like on Instagram and YouTube, how you guys deal with anxiety.
And we want to know if you've tried anything that we've mentioned and if it's worked for you or not. We want to know too.
Totally. And we have a big announcement. I was going to say announcement that we have a brand new website. It's live and it's called WhoaGlow.com.
Whoa, WHOAGLWO.
OW. We just cannot talk today.
Wow.
Glow.
WHOAGLOW.com.
Yes. We'll write it in the description so that you guys can click on it in case we spelled it wrong.
Don't listen to me, clearly. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and subscribe to our weekly newsletter where you get to know what's going to happen in our next and upcoming episodes.
Yes, totally. So you can subscribe to our newsletter on our new website. So go check it out.
Boom.
Bye.
Bye, Glow Babes.
Thank you for listening, Glow Babes. Check out WhoaGlow.com. The link is below to grab your freebie, 25 ways on how to get your shit together like a baller.
Give us our 5 golden stars on iTunes and we'll be your best friends, I swear. And please share this episode with your babes that need some glow and will benefit from this. Thank you.